It had been months since we'd had a real conversation. Our marriage had dissolved into long stretches of silence, only interrupted by the occasional squabble over minor annoyances. Dishes abandoned in the sink, overdue bills, dinners untouched and cold. We lived like strangers sharing a space, each burdened by unseen weights. Neither of us had the energy to unpack them. That night, it all sparked again over something small. I asked if she could stop by the store, since I've been putting in extra hours all week. She rolled her eyes and snapped, "Why don't you do something useful for once and go take a walk?" Then she slammed the door, leaving me frozen in the hallway, her words ringing louder than the door slam. I stood there, stunned, and something inside me just gave way. I wasn't even angry. I just felt hollow, like a well that had finally run dry. So I did what she said, literally. I grabbed a jacket, walked out the front door, and just kept walking. I left my phone, wallet, even my keys behind. I didn't care where I ended up. I just needed air. The night was cool, and for the first time in what felt like ages, I noticed a breeze against my skin. I passed by houses I recognized, faces I didn't, and streets that seemed strangely new without a destination pulling me forward. Each step away from that house felt like letting go of something I hadn't realized was dragging me down. Eventually, I reached a quiet park, the one we used to visit back in the beginning, back when holding hands came naturally, when laughter was effortless, and dreams were shared instead of blame. I sat on a bench, letting the silence wrap around me. It didn't feel lonely, it felt calm. I felt more like myself in those few hours than I had in years. When I finally turned back, I didn't go home. I found a cheap motel. The next morning, I called a friend, found a temporary place to stay, and began piecing together a new beginning. She never called, never texted, just silence for 4 days. A week later, she came to my job. Her face was pale, her eyes tired. "You left," she said softly. I nodded. "You told me to," I replied. She broke down, right there in front of everyone, but her tears couldn't repair what had already crumbled. She tried to explain stress, miscommunication, pain that hadn't healed, but it was too far gone. Love doesn't always end with betrayal or yelling. Sometimes it fades through neglect, through small unkindnesses, through the absence of care of the everyday. A month later, I filed for divorce. She didn't fight it. We signed the papers quietly, an unspoken understanding passing between us. No arguments, no theatrics, just the dull thud of something once vital becoming irrelevant. I relocated to a new city, started again, met new faces. It wasn't easy, but gradually I began to feel alive. I learned how to be by myself without feeling alone. I uncovered new interests, found new routines, met a version of me I never knew was there. Sometimes she still crosses my mind, what we shared, what we lost, what could have been. But I don't linger on it. Some walks aren't just for clearing your head. Some are the first step toward letting go. That night, her careless words unlocked something she never meant to. I walked away because I finally realized I was worth more than just surviving in someone else's shadow. I was worthy of peace, and I found it